Batman Superman World's Finest, issue 10, Mark Waid writing once again with Dan Mora on art. And this issue, has a lot of big spectacle moments, but it has also a big reveal because the whole time, Boy Thunder has actually been another character that they have been holding back on us.
That we've been familiar with, kind of.
Yeah.
We got to that last page reveal, and it hit me in the face like a splash of cold water. And I was like, oh, Mark Waid.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah, it's been staring us in the face the whole time. So yeah, such a good reveal. And this issue gets kind of dark.
Oh, yeah.
Not just because of the stuff that happens with Boy Thunder and Joker, but when you get to the key and a lot of his inner, monologue, not inner monologue, but the way that he goes over his origin and stuff, it was just creepy. And with the art that Mora does, it gets all psychedelic in parts. And I was like, I wasn't ready for this book to get this dark. So, props to the
I mean, even the fact that Superman is kind of pissed because obviously this kid was kidnapped on his watch, and he's angry every time he goes somewhere. He's got the red in his eyes, and they're trying to find him, obviously. But yeah, the big thing is that Joker's torturing Boy Thunder to the point that when Boy Thunder does get free later on, when the cavalry shows up, he chases down Joker, and he wants to brutally kill him. He's done. He's beating the shit out of him, and it skips to the flash forward to present day, or somewhere, at least somewhere around present day, and it's like, this is Magog. This is who this is.
Yep.
This is someone who could have maybe been a hero, but this is not a Superman or Batman. This is someone who instantly just know, the Joker messed with me. I am going to F him up, and I'm going to do it and make sure I get vengeance.
Yeah, so for the people that don't know, Mark Waid wrote Kingdom Come, and it was this alternate future where the Joker had came to Metropolis and killed the Daily Planet staff, right? But Superman being Superman is like, well, we can't kill him, So this new hero comes in and ends up making fame for killing the Joker, and this character was Magog. And originally when he was written, Mark Waid meant him to be this pastiche of like 90s comics, because didn't Kingdom Come came out in what, 98? 99, 98? Maybe earlier, 97?
I want to say 96.
Okay, maybe earlier, but
I mean, I could check.
So Magog, he was this like, covered in metal, had a bunch of pouches, had this, these cool like horns, and he carried this staff. And he was kind of to be reminiscent of characters like Cable, and he was edgy, and he wasn't afraid to kill, and he definitely was not your Superman and Batman.
I'll take some points, by the way, because it was 96.
Dude, nailed it. All right. Maybe I didn't read it till like 99. That's why that sticks out, or 98.
I didn't read it till like 2012. So
yeah. So, but yeah. So, just the idea that this book has been kind of this silver agey take, this timeless take on Batman and Superman, and the Titans, and these idealized versions of DC characters through the eyes of Mark Waid, that we get essentially the origin of this 90s edgy character through Boy Thunder, and how that relates to Superman and Batman.
Joe was so weird about it is that obviously I recognized him and went, wait, I think I know who this is, and it took me a second I was like, oh, Magog, yes, this is Magog. Yep. But it didn't click right away that this was like a Mark Waid creation, because part of me thought, oh, that's interesting, he's doing a new origin for Magog. And then I thought, wait, Kingdom Come, that's Mark Waid. Like, this is Mark Waid doing an origin for his own character. Yeah. So
I mean, and I know John's tried to give us Magog in a Justice Society book, and it never landed. So, they've tried this, though, just because maybe it is Mark Waid, and just looking at this, in the context of DC history, it makes sense that the lost sidekick of Superman is the one that killed the Joker after an attack on the Daily Planet.
So generally, the idea here is that, assuming this is the same one that's going to go to Kingdom Come, but it may not be, but the idea is that he goes back to his Earth, and there's not his Earth, because his Earth is gone, but he goes to the Kingdom Come Earth, right? And this is the same one. Or do you think the idea is here is that this is just our universe's version of Magog?
Maybe, but Mora does almost his version of Alex Ross art there in the back. So it's definitely sending up Kingdom Come in that way. And even I'd have to go back and look if even Superman has the same gray temples, and like he did in that scene in Kingdom Come. But it felt very Kingdom Come. So I don't know. Maybe if this is why Boy Thunder's not around. Maybe something happened that he, I don't know, because it does get timey-wimey.
It would suggest that he did leave and he went to another Earth, and that's why we don't really know much about Boy Thunder, and that's why it's kind of this lost story of the early Superman Batman relationship. I'm looking at that last page. I don't see any Grey Temples. This looks like to me we're in the regular universe from this. Although it does kind of look like Superman might have longer hair, so maybe this is meant to be 90s mullet Superman. Yeah,
maybe, because I just, in my head, I went to Kingdom Come, so I mean, that's why I thought it had the Grey Temples. But I was mainly fixated on Magog standing over Joker. Because, that's a key part. Because then it's after that Superman kind of quits and goes up to the fortress, for years, and then that's where, Magog...
Then again, in Kingdom Come, did he have the Grey Temples already at this point?
That's what I mean. I don't remember.
Actually, I don't think he did. Now I'm thinking about it. This might be Kingdom Come, because I think Superman only got the Grey Temples once the time had passed afterwards.
Once the time had passed, because when they go to get him at the fortress, and he's been just soaking up solar radiation, from working the farm there, and he cuts his hair. That's where he has the Grey Temples. So I'm probably just over, laying that on.
I do want to say that this page turn for the last page reveal is fantastic. It's so unexpected because it's just him yelling at Joker saying that he's going to kill him, but the sentence finishes on the last page when it's Magog, at some time later, probably in Kingdom Crisis, and Kingdom Come.
Don't give Williamson any more ideas.
Oh God, there's so going to be a book called Kingdom Crisis someday. There absolutely is. Anyway.
Well, what's funny though too is that Waid, this is his own retconning of Magog, and maybe this will play in too, because he did a sequel to Kingdom Come just called The Kingdom, and it was not good, but it basically posited that spoilers for Kingdom Come here, but at the end there's a baby that's born that is kind of a representation of the whole Trinity. That baby gets kidnapped and through timey-wimey events ends up becoming Magog, and that's why he kills Joker. I hope this is meant, this is Waid retconning all of that, because then again, that doesn't have to be a sequel. But it's definitely something that's been in his mind, I feel, for a while.
This is one of the best last page reveals in a while, because it just... Because I didn't feel like it was building up to a reveal. I think that's the perfect part of it. It didn't feel like it was doing that at all. So then when it hit you with that last page, you're like, oh, wait a minute, twist.
Yeah, big time. And wasn't, again, not expecting that to show, not expecting any Kingdom Come-ness from Waid.
And part of it as well is, I think the reason why we weren't even thinking about like who is Boy Thunder really is because it felt like a new character. And I think even though we always knew this was set in the past, I think we kind of forget that when we're talking about it, because it's like, we're just sort of, so this idea that it turns out to be someone else from later that we just didn't know the origin of, or at least not this version of the origin, is interesting. So, no, great swerve there. Some good action as well with Superman and Batman storming, the Keymasters.
That's where I talk about the psychedelicness, is that they go and Joker and the Key are working together, and so they're hidden away through one of the Key's like door portals, and there's just a whole bunch of them, and Batman, Superman, and the Titans are going through different ones, and these creatures are coming out, and these doors are floating, and just what it does with the colors, it's very trippy and in a very good way. So, he's really, Mora's on top of his game here.
For sure. And I'm going to continue to call him Keymaster as much as I want, for the record, before anyone corrects me. Just blame Ghostbusters, but I can't say the key. It's just weird.
Yeah. I'm trying to see if I remember if Magog had a name that was said, because it is David, right? Is Boy Thunder?
Yeah, that's his name. Yeah, David.
Yeah. So I'm trying to see if we'd ever gotten a name on him, but not sure. They called him Lance in Justice Society, but that was when Johns had tried his thing, so that doesn't really count.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, David might be a new element to it. The name
might definitely be a new element that adding stuff onto my own. Oh no, Lance Corporal David Reed in Justice Society of America.
Ah.
So who's the great grandson of Franklin Roosevelt. So that was John's. So yeah, maybe that's where also that Waid's pulling from the name, but just David as almost an homage to that. But yeah,
that's almost like a double bluff that he's using the name that John's gave him potentially. Yeah. As a sort of like thing. No one will suspect it because that's what John's called him.
Right. And so yeah, man, it's one of the like biggest, WTF moments. And
the rest of the issue is solid. I don't know if I necessarily like the rest of the issue as much as the last couple, because it is all, there's a lot of it. It's just this one big fight when they actually get to the the lair and they're fighting through the trippy worlds and the doors. Like, it's solid art. The art looks great. Mora's obviously killing it, but it doesn't have as much of a structure as some of the previous issues, but I do like it a lot. But the ending's fantastic. It's like easily the best ending to any issue this book's had, probably.
Yeah. So. Yeah, well, and I was like, okay, this is cool. Like, we're doing the key stuff, and you get his origin that he's always wanted to, figure things out, and he is that key. And I was like, okay, we're kind of doing some weird stuff here. And then we get to the Joker stuff with Boy Thunder, and when he gets loose, and just that rage that he has. Which was not expecting that. That pulled me right back in.
Yeah, which begs the question, like, what happens now with him? Like, does Superman and Batman realize that his rage is too much and they have to send him somewhere, or does he choose to leave and go to a different Earth, or is Magog just a thing that is around in the universe now in our current continuity? That's he grew up maybe on another planet after this or whatever, right. But I don't know. It's interesting.
They'll have to send him somewhere.
Yeah. Because he's definitely just not around all the time on Earth. So yeah, he definitely has to be gone somewhere. But very intriguing. What are you rating World's Finest issue 10, Matt?
8.5.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. I think I agree with 8.5. The ending just sort of bumps it up a whole point, pretty much.